Hi folks, welcome back to the channel. Today's video I'm going to be doing an update on a video I did earlier this year on improvements to the launch. Now that I've had a chance to try things out and see how they work, I'll give you my opinion. And I'm also going to go over a couple of new items that I bought on how I like them or if they're a big disappointment. So stick around. Okay folks, if this is your first time watching, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. Continue to follow the Adirondack adventure. Well, the first update and one of the major updates I did earlier this year to the launch was I put in a new mattress. And what a difference. Now, if you watch that video, it was a Zinus Queen, RV Queen, short queen. And so it fit right in where the other mattress was. And I'll tell you what a difference. This is an awesome mattress. I love it. The other night I was in here and I was out. And I was out for a good 8 hours. So I've slept on it now probably 14 times. And it's held up pretty well. It doesn't get hard. And it reinflates pretty well. So I like it. So the Zinus RV Short Queen. Got it through Amazon. I'm going to give it a thumbs up because it is awesome. Another improvement that I made that I haven't showed you guys yet is right over here in this corner. You can see that I put some padding on here. This corner is awful sharp, and in the middle of the night I managed to crack my head up against this and it actually cut me open. So I bought some padding, corner padding, again through Amazon. Put it on there and it works well. It works really well. And so that'll save me a couple of headaches right there, let me tell you. And if you remember, also in that video improvements to the launch, I made my rain gutter slide drawers. Well, they're still in operation and still working quite well. You can see that I got my Mountain House foods on them. And let me tell you, it's a lot better. Things don't fall off there and I don't have to reach way back in there anymore. And it works quite well. Just like that. The other improvement that I made was I put the netting up on the shelving system. And you can see that my water's in there. That's where I like to keep my water. It's easier to get it instead of putting it down on the floor. And so far the netting has worked quite well. Nothing has escaped it and got in where it could get in behind the slide. So I like it. Now a couple of products that I bought, and I bought them, they were cheap products that I bought on a whim checking out at Amazon, but they have surprised me of how well they work, how well they hold up. They bounce around my kayak when I'm traveling around and bounce around my kayak when I'm paddling around. And so number one on the list is this little radio right here. This thing here is a neat little AM FM, and so far it has picked up channels where my radio inside the camper couldn't pick up any channels. So this has worked pretty well. It's got a solar panel on the top, and I don't know how well that solar panel works, but it's got a crank handle right in the back, and let me tell you, that crank handle does work. I was up on Lowe's Lake here a couple weeks ago, and I had this in the kayak listening to it on the way up. It is waterproof too. I don't know if it was submerged in water, how well it would work, but got up there and it just quit. I cranked it I counted until 45 cranking it, and it ran for the rest of the evening. So there is a crank on it right here that you can crank it up. Makes a nice little sound when you crank it up. And the nice thing about it too is that it has ports right here. I can plug into the camper and charge it up with the camper. And I can also plug my cell phone into this and charge that if I need to. and I was really surprised at how well this worked. I mean, it has picked up every place I have gone, whether I can pick up a TV station or or not. This thing can pick up anywhere so far. So this is a little product. It's even got a little flashlight on it. So I was really surprised at how well. I'm looking off because I see something through the woods here. I am in Inlet, New York, so we're under a bear watch again. But anyways, this here, really surprised at how well this thing worked. The next item that I was kind of surprised about was this. And now it looks like a flashlight. You can turn it on and it looks like a flashlight, but what I like about it, what I use it for, is it's an accordion light. It opens up, and there's low, and there's high. And this also has a solar panel on the top of it. Now, I don't know how well it charges in the sun. I've been charging it in the camper when I needed it. There's a charge port on the side here. But the neat thing about this thing, and what surprises me about it, is the fact that this thing will last on a single charge 5 to 6 hours on low. I couldn't believe it. I had this at my site here a couple weeks ago, and I had it hanging up, and when it got dark at that time, right around 9 o'clock at night, and I was up until 1 o'clock that night, and it was on the entire time. Worked great. I bought this on Amazon. It's called a Survival Frog Light, and this was $15 on Amazon. Neat little product. Another neat little product that I bought on a whim, and I think this one here was about $7, and it's just a Bluetooth speaker. It has a suction cup on the back, and it has the ring on the top of it. What I bought this for was that I could Bluetooth it from my phone and listen to some music while I paddle. Now, when you turn it on, and now it's on, it will hook right to my phone, and it will start playing the music from my phone, and it can suction cup to my kayak, or I can hook it right to the bungee cord of my kayak, and it's a neat little device. It lasts about 2 hours on a single charge. I'm going to try to shut it off here. There it goes off. So lasts about 2 hours on a charge. It does have a flap over here to plug it in to charge it. But this was like, I think, $7 on Amazon, and it's worked really well. I mean, it's loud enough to hear in the wind, and I just can't say enough about it. So those are my 3 surprise products that I have. Now, my biggest disappointment product I've had is this product. I've heard so many great things about, and when it was on sale, I bought it. It's regularly like $149. I bought it for $99 on sale, and I've used it all summer long up until this trip, and I decided to get my old grill out and use my old grill again. But I bought this Blackstone grill, and it was on sale for $99, and this to me has been somewhat of a disappointment. And I know a lot of people like these grills, but here's my disappointment. I do a lot of boondocking, so I don't have running water. You really need to have running water for this thing to clean it. I have cooked eggs, bacon, hot dogs, steak, chicken on this, and the reason I decided to not use it anymore is it is very difficult to clean. You have to have running water and a nice pad to get all the crap off it. I've used Pam and I've used non-stick stuff on here, try to keep, but it still has a little bit of areas on it where you can see it kind of stuck to. And the other thing that I didn't like about it is the amount of gas it goes through. I used the little propane containers on this. I bought a 6-pack in May, and I used 5 already just on this thing, and that is a lot. That is a lot. Now, some people get the the cord that fits on the side, and you can plug it into the rear. You can plug it into the rear of the camper, or bring along a tank. I don't want to bring along another tank because that's more storage that I'm going to have to use. But that's my biggest thing about this is when you're boondocking and you have limited water, it's very hard to clean. Number one. Number two, it eats up the gas. Wicked. Eats up the gas. So I am not impressed with it. I decided to stop using it because my father-in-law stopped here a couple weeks ago when I was camping, and he brought a big old steak, and we threw the steak on there, and it took forever for this thing to cook the steak. I ended up saying screw it, and I pulled out my Old Faithful grill and cooked it the rest of the way on that grill. So this thing here, it's a nice grill. I think I'll find somebody who wants it and see if I can get some of my money back onto it. I'm not going to ask an awful lot for it, but to me it was a disappointment, and I don't plan on using it anymore. But I know a lot of people like these grills. Just for me, it just didn't work, you know, for boondocking. All the people that I talk to that like these type of grills, they're at a campground where they're hooked onto electric and running water, and they can stand up by a faucet and just wash this. I can't do that when I'm here boondocking in the middle of the Adirondacks. And last product that I got this year, that is new this year, is this chair. Now it's from Mac Sports. This chair was given to me to try out. A couple of good friends of mine, and I love it right to death. It's been a good chair, and I'll have to look up Mac Sports because the chairs I used to have were Cabela chairs, and they had the bungee on the sides here, and the bungee kept tearing, kept breaking in here, and it was just difficult to keep fixing it every summer. So if you liked the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel to follow the adventure. Thanks for joining me.